Good evening and welcome to the Financial Week. I am Javon Keys. We start off with some company news. Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Barita Investments, Ramon Small Ferguson, has been elected president of the Jamaica Securities Dealers Association, JSDA. Now, Mr. Small Ferguson served as second vice president in the previous administration. He takes over from Stephen Gooden, Chief Executive Officer of NCB Capital Markets, who served 5 consecutive terms as president from 2017 to 2023. The new executive includes country treasurer of JMB Group, Kwame Brooks, who was elected first vice president. Senior vice president of NCB Capital Markets, Stacey and Tate, is to serve as second vice president. They join Tara Nunes, senior vice president and chief executive officer of Sagicor Investments Jamaica, who returns as secretary, and Denise Marshall Miller, senior manager, bond, equity and digital asset trading at VM Wealth Management, is returning as treasurer. To some more news on the economy, most consumers say they expect the economy to get worse in the next 12 months. The Consumer Confidence Survey conducted during this year's first quarter, according to head of Market Research Limited, Don Anderson, he said more than half of the respondents say they were not very optimistic about the future economic conditions.
52.3% of the persons that we interviewed, 600 and odd persons that we interviewed, in a nationally representative sample across Jamaica, of course, in all socioeconomic groups and all age groups, 18 plus, 52.3% said the economy will worsen in the next 12 months. That's a huge comment. Why are they saying that? They point particularly to the high cost of living, the cost of acquiring things that they need for their daily household existence. Second thing, the high crime rate. Very important factor.
Now, only 21.8% of consumers thought the economy will improve in the next year. Meanwhile, businesses were more optimistic about the economy improving going forward, with 41% of respondents holding that view.
The economy is recovering. Businesses are being optimistic. Government policies are being put in place. So this is probably one of the top 3 concrete reasons that businesses are given for feeling that the economy is going to be better.
Some news overseas now. The benchmark interest rate offered by Argentina's central bank increased by a sharper than expected 300 basis points. The move comes as inflation soared past expectations in March to hit 104% on an annual basis. Now, inflation for the month of March alone stood at 7.7%, the highest monthly movement in 2 decades. Now, the hike extends a new round of tightening by Argentina's central bank, which is fighting soaring prices and dwindling foreign currency reserves, while the peso currency has hit record lows against the dollar in parallel markets. Now, drought conditions have battered exports for the country's main cash crops, soy and corn. The raise was the first since September last year, at the end of a vicious tightening cycle throughout most of 2022. The bank had wanted to cut rates this year on hopes inflation would cool. And back home to the foreign currency market, the US dollar is being sold for an average $153.85. $118.94 is the going rate for the Canadian, $191.72 for the pound, while it's costing an average $171.98 for the euro. The JSE index gained 275 points today, while the junior market index increased by 21 points. Among the winners were CAC 2000, Margaritaville Turks US dollar shares, Sagicor Select Funds, Manufacturing and Distribution, Key Insurance Company and First Rock Real Estate Investments US dollar shares. While on the losing side were Kingston Properties, MFS Capital Partners, Consolidated Bakeries, Regency Petroleum and JMB Group 7.5% shares. And that's the Financial Week. I'm Javon Keys. Good evening.